Thanks for tuning in to the Diaphragm Dynasty. I'm back with another discussion, another topic I was thinking about the other day. So, thinking about the greatness of Brandy Norwood, or Brandy, we like to say. She has one of the best discographies ever in history, not just R&B music, but all of the genres in music. She has one of the best discographies, has a lot of hits, has a lot of great writing, a lot of classics. But, some of the biggest hits that we've ever seen in the industry, in the music industry. But what is her best album sonically? I want to say, like sound wise, which one is her best album? Because we could do the sales and things like that, but that doesn't tell a whole story. Because sometimes you can have one great song that'll propel an album to be sold millions of times, but the rest of the album, the B sides, are not that good. So as far as Brandy goes, she has 8 studio albums over her career. Three albums that went either platinum or better, and then she has one album that went gold. So half of her discography sold at least 500,000 or more. So we know the sales are there. And most recently, the sales are not there because of the streaming era and how difficult it is to actually put a number to what your sales are. It's kind of wonky right now until they kind of figure it out. I don't know if they ever will. It seems like it's been forever. But as far as that goes, I think she would still sell the same if CDs were out and things like that. But I don't think her music has had a decline. I don't know if it's because of the songwriters and the production, but her voice still has been there. But I think as far as the albums goes, she had 3 great albums, which I want to say is the debut album, which was self-titled Brandy. And then you have the Never Say Never album, and then you have the Full Moon album. So I think those albums are in discussion for her best albums of all time. Now, in my opinion, I think that Never Say Never album is the best album sonically. And then ironically, it was the greatest selling album that she's had, and it went 5 times platinum. So it just shows you the power that it had. It was halfway to the diamond pretty much. So this album is the best album from Brandy to me. And it has countless hits on it. So when you think about hits like The Boy Is Mine, which is the collaboration she had with Monica, which they're on tour right now. Wish I can go see that tour. I'm pretty sure it's great music on it. Top of the World, which was with Mace, another collab, a major record. Have You Ever, my favorite song from Brandy, one of the greatest unrequited love songs of all time. And then you have Almost Doesn't Count, which is another great song as well. So a lot of the songwriting on this album was done by Darkchild or Rodney Jerkins, he's a great songwriter. He wrote all of these songs except Have You Ever. Now, Have You Ever is, I think, the biggest or best song from Brandy, other next to Full Moon, of course. I think it's very close between that and Full Moon. But uh, that Have You Ever song was written by Diane Warren. And of course, Diane Warren is the songwriter who wrote Blame It on the Rain with Milli Vanilli. And then she had Aerosmith's Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. Classic song from that Armageddon soundtrack, one of the biggest records of all time. I don't know any other Aerosmith songs except for that one. That song, it just pulls on the heartstrings every time. I don't know why. Maybe it's the nostalgia of it, going back to, I believe, 1998, but it's one of the best songs of all time. So if you haven't heard that, you definitely have to check out that song. Um, but the best song, I think, I think it popularized for Brandy was that Full Moon song. Some argue that the Full Moon album was the best one, but I think Never Say Never just has too many classic songs on it, and it's just too much uh, surrounding it. So when you have many hits like that, you have 5 basically hit songs on one album. It's very difficult not to put that one in the top because most artists nowadays don't have that many songs on one album that are that good. And then just to think about in context, Never Say Never was her second album, and there's a thing called the sophomore slump, as everybody knows. But she got better from her first to second album because her first album, I think she was younger. I want to say she was like 16 or so, but the next album she came out, I want to say she was in her 20s or something. But a more mature sound, a more developed sound. So she got better with time. Most people say that second album is like a sequel to a movie. It's not really good as that first one, but I think the second one is way better than the first one to me. Um, but yeah, I think just Never Say Never is her best album just because of the consistency of the hits, the writing, the production, the sales, all of that stuff make it better. Now the debut album has nostalgia to it, has mega smash hits still like Baby and I Want to Be Down and Broken Hearted with Wanye Morris from Boys to Men. But Never Say Never is just the best album that you can listen to from Brandy. One of those albums that you can take on road trips and just listen all the way through. But tell me what you think your best Brandy album is. And until next time, I'll see you next time.